Okay, well, I bought the 6 liter for $200 with my tax refund from my internship from college. $200 6 liter. I think the heads were, it was a 99 2000, so iron heads. I think I bought a $50 set of aluminum heads off eBay or Marketplace or something, shipped. They were bare. I took all the valves out of the iron heads and put them in the aluminum heads. Cam was used, $200. I got 7 years out of that. The oil pan I picked off of one of the Holly Black Friday sales. The head studs were free from family/friend guy of mine that was getting out of cars at the time and gave them to me. They were China reused head studs. Really the only thing this $200 6 liter had as far as anything I cared about was BTR valve springs that I paid full money for, MLS, LSA head gaskets, and I did have my machine shop give the heads a valve job and surface the heads, and he was cheap. It was like under $100 to go through them all. So I can't be mad that this engine is shot, but it's kind of disappointing. There's no way financially I'm ever gonna be able to live up to a $200 engine putting on like 7 years and 20,000 miles. A decent amount of deep in the 11s, mile for 10s passes if I could just get the chassis working. So yeah, it's done. There's nothing left to save, but it is what it is. It's done. It's pretty epic carnage. So I'll show you what's wrong here and try to figure out what to do. It's November, snow fell, so there's no chance of putting this thing back together and doing anything this year. So I think the car's gonna go into storage for the winter. The Cutlass is gonna come back here. I'm gonna work on the engine slowly and try to find some deals. And hopefully have an engine ready for spring and see if I'll run that 10. But yeah, I think those Gen 3 rods with the heavy car, stick shift, and a lot of abuse just gave it their all, and that's all they had to give. So anyways, check out the carnage, I guess, and see what you think. Well, after 7 years of being in this car, running low 11s at double the power of factory, the number 3 piston gave up the fight. It's definitely not there anymore. The rod's kind of bent. The number 5 rod is kind of bent. The piston is nowhere to be found but in little pieces in the pan. The head is definitely hit hard. There's little bits of dents in the combustion chamber because it sent evaporated piston throughout the entire engine. So I think this one's a goner. What's in my oil pan? Aluminum chunks. That looks delicious. Piston kibble. Okay, well, autopsy on the 6 liter. Looks like number 3 rod did bend at some point. The inside of the block looks like a bunch of crap flung around because it looks all impacted from aluminum bits. Actually, every journal on the crank is pretty darn nice. I don't see really any pieces out of the ordinary. Maybe could use a polish, but the block is scrap because it's got that giant ding on cylinder 3. The driver's head is shot because it's not worth welding that. The passenger head is actually perfectly fine. My expensive Holley oil pan is screwed up because bits of rod and piston dented it, so I need a new one of those. The oil pan might be repairable. It's got a big hoo-wop crack right there. And then as far as pistons, every ring on the top was free. Every oil control ring was free, and like 6 of the 8, well, I don't know about the 1, but 6 of the 8 second rings were kind of stuck, but they freed up right. Pretty nice. So no rings butted. I didn't break any ring lands. The passenger pistons 2, 4, and 6 got pretty mangled up from crap flying through the engine. All the skirts are broken. Piston 1 is fine. 3 is bent pretty badly. 5 is twisted, but all of them were, well, -5. This was about 40 thou in the hole, so this rod was bent. So 3 and 5 are bent, and my windage tray is destroyed. Unfortunately, also, I think my cam is shot because it shot crap all over it. So that's another $400 or $500 there. But yeah, geez, hurt. Before I also forget, the Cupo takeout pistons, that's full of aluminum crap. And there's still a decent amount of aluminum crap in the bottom of the pan. Surprisingly, when I drained the oil, like nothing came out. There was no glitter in the oil. It's just dust, or not even dust. It's like pea gravel size piston. There's still quite a bit left in like the valley where the cam sits. I do want to pull the cam out and see if it's at least salvageable. I did see a pretty big gouge in a couple spots. It's hard to see on the camera, but there's some not good news down there. So, yeah, like I say, it's blown apart. Good news, I guess, I didn't butt the pistons, or the rings in the pistons. All the rods look pretty nice. My cut down shield for the Holley pan is just mangled beyond belief. Not how I wanted to end the year. I wanted to have something in here, but